placements. I'm late. I wanted to do you guys on the weekend, but I really needed to relax. So I didn't. Yeah, but anyways, this is your reading, Cancer. Like, comment, and subscribe. Wait, that's for the end. Duh. This is for Cancer placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Be sure to flip and switch the roles and genders and place yourself where you fit in the story, okay? So let's see what Cancer placements most importantly need to know right now at this time. What do Cancer placements most importantly need to know at this time? Okay, so the minstrel, let your intentions be known. So you may want to yeah, Cancers, I feel like some of y'all could be, some of you guys need to, like, it's okay to desire things. I feel like I need to say that to you guys. It's okay to want something. Closed mouths don't get fed. So there could be, or cross watcher, if you're dealing with a Cancer and you want Cancer to do something or you need something from Cancer, just say it. I feel like it's okay to want or desire something. You don't have to feel bad. If you get honest about what it is you really want, whether it's out of yourself, out of life, out of people, you'll actually get it. I think some of you guys could be afraid of looking greedy or afraid of like coming off a certain way, so you're scared to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. Or this could be what somebody here needs to understand about you. Okay, so let me just write something down. Yeah, I feel like somebody here needs to be honest about themselves, about what they want, why they want it. What else? Yeah, the Harley Quinn, true feelings are masked. Yeah, somebody here somebody's denying themselves of something. And yeah, the emotions. Emotions are at their peak. I feel, and with the gate here, a barrier keeps you from your goal, and you are destined to succeed. I honestly feel like if you ask and you shall receive. Somebody here is pretending like, oh, I don't want something. I don't want that person. I don't need that. No, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. And then but you're really not. I feel like somebody's really not okay with something, and they need to just say it. Somebody needs to be honest. Somebody could be suppressing their feelings. What else? Good or bad? One more. The Knight, triumph over adversity. And we have the Moon, which is your energy. You will be guided through darkness. And then we have the Serpent. A sly and subtle approach is needed. So somebody here could be being a bit passive when it comes to something. Maybe somebody's waiting for somebody here to just read their mind, or waiting for a knight in shining armor, or somebody, this could be you, or this could be somebody waiting for you to come in and save the day. I don't know. But the Moon is your energy, Cancer. You are ruled by the Moon. And the Moon can be about things that are hidden. It can be about deception. It can also be about like confusion, uncertainty, fear, what's not, the nighttime, what we don't see. So I feel like somebody is like masking. The Minstrel, let your intentions be known. Maybe somebody here doesn't really know what their intentions are. Yeah, somebody's being quiet. The Moon again. This is you, Cancer energy. The Crescent Moon. What's the let your intentions be known? Yeah, Five of Swords in reverse. Venus and Aquarius. This could be somebody here self-sabotaging. Yeah, something is self-sabotage. Yeah. Hey, pink lovers. Yeah, this is self-sabotage. Five of Swords in reverse can be self-sabotage. I don't know if somebody's expecting a person to be a mind reader or what. What's the Harley Quinn, true feelings are masked? And then a person's going to wait. Somebody's too passive or passive-aggressive, and then a person's going to wait to just blow up or wait to just lash out. And that's crazy because that's not fair. Somebody has a hard time asserting themselves, and that's why they don't get what they want in life. Or they get people that don't or can't come through for them. Because it's like, well, if I don't say anything, maybe they'll just see what I'm doing for them, and then they'll just do it for me. Some people don't operate like that. And I say this to water signs all the time, especially the Pisces more so, but I'm going to say this to you. You can't expect everybody to automatically be like, oh, well, they're doing that for me, so let me reciprocate. People are going to reciprocate things in their own way, and it may not it may not it may not be received well to you, or vice versa. That's why it's, yeah, the moon here again. It's very important. You can't say, well, I'm like this, so they're going to be like that too. That's just, and then you get mad or feel away when people, you know, don't read your mind, or they don't intuitively just know what to do just because you do. Everybody doesn't operate like that. It could be a manager, a co-worker, a partner, family member, whoever. Everybody doesn't work that way. What's the Harley Quinn? True feelings are masked. Yeah, the world here. Fixed sign energy. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. So you can have those placements in your chart, or you're dealing with somebody that does. What's the Knight? Triumph over adversity. Then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Venus and Virgo, the Knight. What's the Knight here? Okay, the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands here in reverse, Moon and Sag. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You can have earth placements in your chart, or you're dealing with somebody that does. Aries is here as well. April, Aries, April, Taurus. You guys are going to be the last one standing in this situation. Somebody could be born February 9th. But it comes with you guys taking action, seizing opportunity with the Knight here. That this card gives me the Knight of Swords energy, which is about quick and fast change, seizing opportunities, whether they come to you or you initiate them. This could have something to do with somebody's stability, their finances, their commitments to a person, place, or thing, their health. What's menstrual? Let your intentions be known. What's that? Yeah, Eight of Cups and the Temperance. Temperance, Sagittarius energy. So heavy Sag here. You or somebody here can have Sag in their chart. The Eight of Cups here, Saturn and Pisces. So if somebody here thinks that, okay, if I just, maybe somebody's trying to keep the peace. But it's, I feel like however somebody's going about something is causing one person to check out. Somebody is like becoming emotionally checked out here. If they have not physically walked away, somebody is checking out of something. It's like, I'm waiting for you to see, I'm waiting for you to notice, I'm waiting for you to whatever. And that's just, somebody's going to end up closing out a cycle doing this. What's the Harley Quinn? True feelings are masked. Somebody here could be pregnant, okay, or this could be a mother figure, or this could be you. Again, maybe somebody is too much in receptive or passive energy, man or woman. True feelings are masked for Cancer. Yeah, the King of Swords in reverse. Somebody here is not speaking up. They're not saying something, or they're not saying what they really want to say. They're not living in their truth. They're not being honest with themselves or with you, or cross-watcher, flip and switch it. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placements. Capricorn as well. January Capricorn, January Aquarius. What's the Knight here? Triumph over adversity. Yeah, the Empress. Heavy Taurus here. You or somebody can have Taurus in their chart. Libra as well. This could be about money. This could even be like a family dynamic, family member, a person that you have a child by, or pregnant by, or vice versa, or who you're married to, or business, whatever this is. The Ten of Cups in reverse is like family, but it could be dysfunction. Something is just, it could even be domestic issues. Somebody here could be getting a new home. There could be a new addition to the family, but, okay, we're going to see. What's the Five of Swords in reverse? Something is going to backfire on somebody because they're being passive-aggressive or just passive. Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, yeah, Judgment and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, somebody is not saying something. Somebody's waiting for somebody to read their mind. Somebody's not a mind reader. This could be a friend. This could be, yeah, somebody here. I guess somebody's afraid of confrontation with the Knight of Cups in reverse. So they don't want to assert themselves with the Emperor in reverse. They don't want to take action, or they don't want to, like, I guess, be assertive. Somebody here is not, they don't know how to be assertive. Somebody doesn't know how to integrate their masculine and feminine energies in a healthy manner. Either a person is too passive, too dominating, too controlling, or they just withdraw and just sulk. And that's just not good. Eight of Swords here. Somebody here could be playing victim. Somebody here, it's like somebody here saved me. Somebody here, can't you see that I'm drowning? Can't you see that I need this? Can't you see that I need that? It's like, speak the fuck up. Man or woman. Men and women need to know how to be in healthy masculine energy. That's not just tailored to men. When women aren't in healthy masculine energy, they become really passive aggressive, really controlling. They become really chaotic. A man who's not in healthy masculine energy, they become really toxic masculinity. They become just really super aggressive. They don't know how to be, and very irresponsible, very moody. So everybody, man and woman, need to know how to be in healthy masculine and healthy feminine energy. Okay? But the Eight of Swords here, somebody here is like in a mental loop. This could be mental. Somebody could be feeling mentally overwhelmed. Maybe somebody has a hard time with communication. Maybe somebody's afraid of how somebody here is going to react. That's why they're not saying anything. Somebody could be born February 7th. The Judgment here. Somebody can want to confess and say something, but they're afraid that somebody here may turn their back on them, abandon them. Maybe somebody has abandonment issues. Somebody's afraid of being honest. Eight of Swords here, Judgment. Somebody also could be in jail. Eight of Swords and Judgment. Or they're putting themselves in a mental imprisonment by not saying anything. Judgment and Eight of Swords. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse. So something is not going to work out. Somebody has not learned from their past mistakes. Somebody here knows better too. And they're not doing better. Somebody here knows from the past that if they don't say anything, something is not going to get done. They're not going to get their needs met or whatever the case is. And they're doing it again. Somebody's doing it again. Somebody here knows better. But they're not doing better. Yeah, the Moon here. This could be out of fear. Maybe somebody struggles with self-worth. Yeah, somebody here can struggle with communication. Somebody here struggles with like expressing themselves. But that's why a person's going to hit a dead end. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And that's why somebody could be feeling betrayed. They're up in their head. Somebody here is trying to avoid a disaster by all costs. But it's like, I don't know, somebody's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Somebody's also could be coming off two-faced, like, I don't know. Somebody here could be trying to please both parties or please both sides. You can't please everybody. Three of Pentacles in reverse, Mars and Capricorn. Somebody here don't know how to ask for help. Somebody here don't think they need help. They don't like to accept help. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody can have major trust issues when it comes to accepting help or being vulnerable. Maybe somebody feels like accepting help from people makes them weak, man or woman. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, Eight of Wands. Mercury and Sag. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Somebody needs to talk. Eight of Wands is communication, is fast action, is something moving forward, something happening fast. Some of you guys could be getting a letter or a message or a phone call from somebody in jail, child. Or this could be someone who's not speaking up, but they want you to be a mind reader. You're having a hard time collaborating with a person because of maybe the way they communicate or lack thereof, or just their self-sabotaging behavior, their need to win things at all costs. What's this? Temperance and Eight of Cups, please. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Something has to change. Heavy Gemini energy. A Gemini just texted me. Some of y'all could be a June Cancer, June Gemini. Yeah, and the Lovers is here, Gemini. The Eight of Swords is Gemini. And the Gemini just texted me. Somebody could be, maybe somebody doesn't want to realize that them and somebody just don't make a good match. They're incompatible with the Lovers in reverse. Somebody's afraid that if they yes, there's a lack of vulnerability, a lack of transparency. Somebody here is carrying the burden of something on their own. And yeah, there's a connection that somebody here knows is not going to the next level or can't go to the next level because it's just there's not a real compatibility here. Good morning, Teresa. Oh, my name is Teresa too. Hey girl, but mine's with an H. There's a lack of compatibility here. A lack of teamwork, a lack of effort. Somebody here thinks that if they just withdraw or be distant, that a person will chase, or y'all could be seeing 888. I don't know what somebody's thinking, but it's not going to work. Sagittarius had 888. You or somebody can have Sag in their chart. The Wheel of Fortune is also Sag here. It's about change, destiny, fate. What's the Wheel of Fortune? Somebody wants something to go in their favor. Yeah, but Wheel of Fortune, it's the way they're going about it. Yeah, the Sun. See, yeah, somebody had high hopes that something would go in their favor. Leo energy, but it's not. Or somebody here is being pessimistic. Somebody also could be in their ego. Somebody here doesn't really like to, they don't like to feel vulnerable, exposed, seen, but then they want support. They want friends, they want connection, but they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be honest. They don't want to be authentic. People can't love and accept you and really hold space for you and digest you if you're walking around wearing a mask. They're not going to know what to accept. They're not going to know what to love. They're not going to know how to embrace you if they don't even know who you really are. The Sun in reverse. The Fool here. Aquarius energy. And this is causing somebody to feel trapped, restricted, stuck, frustrated, temperamental even for some of y'all. Somebody here doesn't want to, they don't want to look like they don't want to be made to look like a fool possibly. And this could be something new. And I'm not really getting that somebody's doing something out of malice. That's the thing. It's not out of malice, but it's like it's causing tension. It's making the person on edge or making them moody. I'm not really getting anything like malicious though. It could be. You know these people. You know this person more than me. But I'm just really getting a person just has a hard time with like expressing themselves, being seen. Somebody has a hard time with clarity. They just expect people to just know things or read their mind or just know what to do. And that's just not, that's going to cause conflict. The Fool here. Yeah, and that's why something's going to hit a dead end. It's not going to work. Yeah. Hey, Aaron. Virgo energy. Somebody is not skilled at, like somebody doesn't really know how to like really collaborate. It could be a coworker, it could be a family member, it could be a partner, it could be whoever. Somebody really struggles with like teamwork and collaboration and communication, acceptance, being open, being seen, being celebrated, because somebody hasn't mastered something about themselves. Maybe somebody has to grow up. Somebody also could simply be lazy. Maybe somebody is just used to being carried, or somebody here is just used to, I don't know. They're not used to really working hard. Or they're not used to, somebody could be born June 15th. I don't know what this is, y'all. What's the Fool here? Yeah, the Lovers, yeah, the World card I meant. Lovers in reverse. Gemini energy. Somebody has a lack of, somebody here has major trust issues. And that could be what's keeping somebody in the loop in a particular situation, or just in their connection, just in life in general. Somebody here may not trust their ability to make good decisions. They don't really trust that they can open up to people, to partners, to lovers, to friends, to family. Like somebody here keeps a lot to themselves. Yeah, the Star in reverse. Somebody has a really hard time with transparency, vulnerability. Somebody sees vulnerability as a weakness. And maybe it's because this person has done some things to people in the past and they don't really trust. It's not that they don't trust you or other people. They don't really trust themselves. Maybe somebody here could be expecting something to not work out for them because of karma, because of what they've done, either to you or to other people. That could be what that is. Somebody also could be masking something about their sexuality. Somebody could be born June 17th. What's the Lovers here in reverse? But somebody got major trust issues. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse. Procrastination. Yeah, Page of Wands in reverse. It's like, yeah, the Four of Swords here, the Queen of Swords. Somebody just expects a person to read their mind. I don't know if this is y'all, this is somebody's, and this is, yeah, the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is causing somebody here to feel frustrated, to feel moody, to be, it's like somebody's mad that they don't know how to ask for what they want, so they're being like moody to everybody around them. That's just not fair. That's not fair. And that's very, somebody got to get it together. Somebody has a hard time with self-expression. And this could be this could be somebody here that could be older than you, or they're grown enough. Somebody could be born August 16th, August 7th. Somebody's grown enough. And if somebody's feeling frustrated, they're temperamental right now. And it's like they could be blaming it on whatever they're blaming it on. And it's just like, no, you need to get your shit together. People, you know, I don't know. Man or woman. Somebody here also, it's like they don't, something got to change. There could be a child or children involved. Or there's just immature behavior. Somebody procrastinates. Page of Pentacles in reverse. There could be a deadline that somebody here missed because they procrastinate. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So somebody could be getting bad news. What's this Page of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah, Ace of Cups. It's like somebody here wants a new beginning. They want a fresh start in life and love and whatever this is. But it's like they're not really, but they don't have no sense of direction. Somebody's never satisfied. It's like, do they even, the Magician in reverse, they keep things to themselves. They don't know how to assert themselves, take action. It's like, but they want, it's like, again, they want to be pleased. They want to be satisfied. But they don't even know how to say, hey, this is what I need. This is what feels good for me. This is what makes me feel safe. This is what makes me feel appreciated. This is what makes me feel seen. This makes me feel celebrated. They just want people to just fucking know. People got lives to live. Most people are in their heads because they got their own bullshit or their own life that they have to deal with. They got their own stressors, their own responsibilities. People wrapped up in their own mental about things that they got going on in their own fucking lives. Everybody's not going to be focused on you and just, I don't know, somebody got to grow up, honestly. And somebody's doing this to themselves. Closed mouths don't get fed. Somebody's just going to sit and pout and be frustrated, be dissatisfied, but Chariot in reverse. It's like there could be a lack of forward movement. Somebody could feel lost. They lack in direction. Somebody feels stuck. Somebody's not being given to equally or fairly. Somebody could feel undervalued. Somebody also could be they can't afford a car, or they can't afford something. They have something that or they're trying to get something that they really can't afford, that they really shouldn't be getting. But it's like they're going to lean on somebody else for money, I guess, or for support or for resources or whatever. Heavy Virgo here, Gemini, Cancer, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Ace of Cups, Sag. Yeah, the Two of Swords here. Somebody's in two different minds. They're double-minded. Moon in Libra. I feel like somebody don't really know what they want with the King of Swords in reverse, man or woman, and it shows. Somebody can't make up their mind. Or they don't know who they are. They don't know what they really like, who they really like, what they really want. And meanwhile, somebody else does. There's one person who's really sure of themselves and somebody else who's not. And this could be causing tension. This could be causing instability somewhere. What's the King of Swords in reverse? King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, oh, the Strength card in reverse. More vulnerability issues. Leo here. You or somebody can have Leo in their chart. The Justice here. Libra. Yeah, somebody has a really hard time speaking up about what they want. Or somebody really somebody could be trying to also suppress a natural instinct in them that they're not going to be able to suppress much longer. I don't know, somebody here is, they live a double life, or they into the same sex, or they're a cheater, or they're really this, they're really that, and they're trying to, like, I don't know. Somebody could have a tough decision to make. It's like somebody wants to do the right thing, but it's like they're scared. Somebody could be scared to live in their truth. They're scared to be honest. They're scared to say something, acknowledge something. Yeah, somebody here got, maybe whatever somebody wants is really non-traditional, non-conventional, but they're keeping that to themselves because they don't want to cause drama. They don't want to, you know, but this person, and it could be trying to avoid a tower. They don't want to betray somebody, or they don't want to make someone feel betrayed, so they're betraying themselves, basically. It's like there's somebody that's betraying themselves so that they don't have to betray another person or other people. Strength in reverse, and the justice in the upright. Yeah, King of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, July, Leo. Somebody could be on a Cancer, Leo cusp. Yeah, somebody here is, yeah, somebody here could be into same sex, no shade. Knight of Cups in reverse. Somebody here, this could even be a person who sleeps around. They're a player with the Page of Swords in reverse. They're not honest. They don't really speak their truth. They're a people pleaser. They avoid confrontation at all costs, by lying, by walking on eggshells. And maybe somebody feels like they have to because whoever they're dealing with is moody, wishy-washy, temperamental. Somebody here does not really have good leadership skills. They don't know how to assert themselves, man or woman. They're too passive. And it can cause this person to be quite tyrannical, or like just really weird in their moods or in their behavior, because they really, whatever. I can't. Somebody also could not be either speaking to you, or they're not saying something to you. Somebody here could be lying. Somebody also could be having legal issues, identity issues, sexuality issues. King of Wands in reverse. The Page of Cups, self-expression issues. This may stem from this person's childhood. Somebody's also not confident. Somebody here doesn't like how they look. They don't like their skin. They don't like their body. Somebody could feel like this could be a man. Somebody feels like they can be too short, too this, too that, too dark, too light. I don't know. Too little or too whatever. Somebody, yeah, I don't know. Either this stems from a person's childhood. Somebody here is just immature. Something has not matured in a person. Like something that should have matured in somebody. So something doesn't have to be this complicated. So that just tells me that something has not matured in a person. There's like a skill, there's like a developmental skill that somebody has not mastered or learned. Man or woman. What's this Nine of Wands in reverse and King of Pentacles upright? Nine of Wands in reverse, King of Pentacles upright. Yes, it stems from this person's childhood. Somebody can struggle with somebody struggles with feeling good about themselves. Scorpio sun here. Again, something stems from this person's childhood. Maybe somebody grew up poor, and even if they have money now, even if they have a good job now, I feel like this person still struggles with some type of insecurity, some type of depression, some type of feeling. Somebody just always has this feeling of loss and emptiness inside them. Even if they are detached from the person, place, or thing, they struggle with resourcefulness, or they struggle with feeling powerless. Somebody struggles with feeling lost. Chariot in reverse, man or woman. And that's why somebody just never seems content. They never seem satisfied. Maybe somebody's innocence could have been taken at a young age, or they lost their virginity to a bad person, man or woman, or something happened to somebody in their childhood. Yeah, somebody has a heart. Somebody here could have been used a lot, stolen from, taken from, withheld from. Somebody here could have learned that love was conditional. Somebody here could have kind of had to experience a lot of instability. Somebody here could be in between jobs. Like somebody just can't get stable. It don't matter how good their job is. Maybe somebody struggles with dependency, addiction. Somebody is struggling to maintain or struggling to balance something here. Yeah, because they haven't healed. Somebody has not healed something that's on their heart. And it really stems from when they were a teenager or a child. Six of Cups. Somebody, and this could be, and this somebody here could be in denial about something that they need to face or feel emotionally or express. Yeah, they hide it. They mask it. Seven of Swords, Six of Cups. Yeah, Five of Cups. Somebody still feels some type of grief and pain from a past relationship or their childhood. Scorpio Mars here. It don't matter how, it don't matter. Sorry, that was a phone call. It don't matter how stable somebody is. It don't matter how luxurious somebody lives. It don't matter how good somebody looks. It don't matter how fly somebody is. Somebody really struggles with feelings of inadequacy. And it's emotional. Or it's emotional and mental and psychological. It's like physically somebody may not be in a particular environment or in a particular relationship or going through something. And maybe somebody, again, this could be a person who grew up poor. Maybe they're not poor no more, but it's like somebody here could be, they're scared that they're going to go without. Or somebody here has dealt with a bad relationship, so they are scared that everybody that they date or be with is going to do something bad to them. So they have a major trust issues. Somebody really struggles with something that's it's really a person. Somebody here can struggle with maintaining friends, maintaining relationships. It's really a personal issue. Somebody may have struggle. Somebody here can have father wounds, mother wounds, whatever. The Emperor was in reverse. The Empress is upright, but yeah, Five of Cups real quick. Yeah, Ace of Swords. That's the truth. Yeah, Two of Cups here. Somebody may have a hard time surrendering to connections, being close to people. Like when I talk about being close to people, I'm talking about like vulnerability, transparency, not just sex, not just holding hands, not just being in a relationship, not just living together, not just being related. I'm talking about like real raw transparency and vulnerability. Somebody struggles with that. Somebody here also, I feel like somebody has an issue with power. Like, it's like they see these things as weaknesses. So it's like they have to always be in positions of power, or they have to be the more dominant one, or it's like, I don't know, somebody here maybe at one point in time, this person felt overpowered by whether it was their emotions, a person, a place, a thing, a substance, or whatever it is. And it could be getting in the way of a person's ability to connect or really be close to people. This could be a family member that you don't even really know like that, a partner that you don't even really know like that, a friend, or whatever, whoever it is. Somebody here really struggles with that. Oh, this is you. No matter how much material somebody has, it doesn't take away the emotional or psychological or mental emptiness or void that's there, man or woman. It's like somebody feels homeless even if they have a nice home, or they feel homesick, or somebody just never feels, somebody's constantly feeling out of place. And I got in your last reading, Cancer, about somebody being a psychopath. Maybe somebody does struggle with something mentally, and that could be why they don't feel, that could be why somebody feels out of place. Somebody could be born October 20th or 2nd. Because people that do battle with those type of like mental issues, they don't really feel, it's like they have to mimic, it's like they don't generally feel the same normal feelings that normal people do. They have to kind of mimic it's like they have to mimic emotions, they have to mimic reactions. It's like they don't really feel it though. It's like they have to mimic empathy, they have to kind of mimic expressions, they have to mimic compassion. They don't really generally feel it. I don't know if this is y'all, this is somebody in your energy. Yeah, it says you will be guided through the darkness. Yeah, maybe somebody got some mental health issues that they're not that's been undiagnosed, or maybe it has been diagnosed. Maybe somebody just could, could be having an episode, or I don't know. Shit happens. Something is exaggerate. What's that word? There is something that's happening that is really triggering something that somebody has been repressing for a long time. What's the Empress? Or that they were unaware that they even had an issue with to begin with. Either they were unaware that they had this issue, or they've been not taking their meds, trying to experiment to see if they can, oh, I don't, somebody here can be bipolar. Maybe they feel like they don't need meds. They're going to try to heal it with fucking licorice root or fucking ashwagandha, or they're going to heal it with a meditation retreat, or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, when they really should be probably or weed or shrooms, when they really should be working with a psychiatrist or a doctor. Or somebody here can suffer from, like, maybe they're like a sociopath, psychopath. They struggle with empathy. I got that. Go watch your last cancer reading, please. Somebody really struggles with empathy. And that's why no matter what this person has, no matter how many shoes, clothes, money, cars, no matter whatever relationship partner they have, somebody just has this never-ending void inside them. It don't matter how many kids they have. It don't matter how much they're loved, how much they're celebrated. It's like somebody really, and that sucks. That must really suck to never be satisfied. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like somebody also has a hard time with change, or they're having a hard time with some type of change, death, transition. Maybe that's what it is. What's the Empress? Or they're going to. Yeah, this could even be something that's been passed down. Maybe something skipped a generation. Something could have skipped a mother and is going to the child, or that's what happened, I guess. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. That could be Ten of Pentacles is legacy. It's about generations. It's also about longevity, money. I feel like somebody here knows that somebody here, whatever the truth is, somebody here knows, but they're trying to save face with this. Maybe something looks good on paper. A partner looks good on paper, but they're not really happy. It's not really a good fit, but it's like they're gonna, fuck it. It don't matter. I don't know. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Mercury and Virgo. Yeah, somebody's doing something for show. Somebody wants to hold on to something or someone or do something for show. Four of Pentacles, but it's whatever somebody's doing to hide something is not going to last. You see, there's the Grim Reaper coming to take whatever this person is holding tightly onto or trying to control. It's just Four of Pentacles, Capricorn, Sun energy. It's not going to work. Six of Wands, Jupiter and Leo. Somebody could be worried about their reputation, how they're perceived. They really care about these accolades. They really care about this attention, this recognition. Somebody here is like, they like the prestige. They like the attention or celebration or acknowledgement that something comes with, but they really can't handle the responsibility of it, or they don't want it, or they don't really they're not really cut out for it. No shade. Like, this is like a person who they want to be a manager or a supervisor, or they want to be seen as a leader, but they don't have you got to have empathy and compassion to lead. People see leadership as dominance. You got to have compassion and empathy, and you got to have a good balance of being able to withhold and uphold boundaries and standing your ground and implementing rules and regulations while also having empathy and compassion. Somebody here doesn't know how to have that, man or woman, or a person who wants to be a mother or father, but they lack basic empathy skills. they don't really have much, they don't really have empathy. They see being a parent as something, as a way to dominate or control someone, or as some type of like status even. But they don't really, they lack the emotional capacity, or somebody here lacks the skill of something that didn't, that got, that where the development got interrupted some way, somehow. Again, it's really giving from childhood, or I don't know, but Six of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, last one. Yeah, the Hierophant in reverse. That's somebody just, they don't, Knight of Wands in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse, Queen of Cups upright, Seven of Swords. Yeah, somebody got to get their emotions together. November Sag, November Scorpio with the Knight of Wands, October Libra, October Scorpio, June Cancer, June Gemini. Could be Pisces or Scorpio. Yeah, I said Scorpio already. Yeah, February Pisces or Aquarius. Yeah, I'm sorry, something with family, home. Yeah, somebody had, something is gonna, I don't know, somebody could be trying to avoid repeating like a generational curse of broken families or dysfunction, but they're gonna actually repeat it. There's a risk of repeating it because something is good on paper, but it's not good for them. I feel like somebody is just, yeah, something is just, somebody's not really happy somewhere. They're just, they're managing. Somebody's just good at managing or good at masking. And they're not going to be able to mask something for long. It's just, yeah, it's just not gonna, this relationship, this home, these children, this child, whatever this is gonna end up suffering regardless. Because somebody here has been masking something or avoiding something, and they think a relationship, money, status, a job, a home, a career, a marriage, or whatever is going to replace it or fix it, and it's not. Somebody can have outdated beliefs here. Taurus energy with the Hierophant, that could be outdated beliefs. Somebody here could be overly traditional, overly spiritual. Why is the Hierophant in reverse real quick? This could even be a bad marriage, a bad relationship. Hierophant in reverse. Somebody's not even with their match because the Empress is upright. The Emperor is in reverse. Somebody's the King of Pentacles at best. Yeah, the Devil in reverse, Capricorn. Maybe somebody's not cut out for something traditional. Maybe somebody's cut out for something more non-traditional, something more alternative, more of an alternative lifestyle. I don't know. Until somebody's honest with themselves, they're going to struggle with manifesting, or they're going to struggle with feeling powerful or powerless or lacking direction, purpose, feeling in control of themselves. Devil in reverse. Somebody could need to detach from a belief system or some type of social conditioning or family conditioning. Capricorn energy, by the way. Somebody could be concerned with status. Let's get some chakra messages, oracle messages. Yeah, detach from your emotions. Somebody's really detached from their emotions. Somebody can struggle with codependency. Yeah, somebody's living a lie because they're indecisive. They don't know who they are. Somebody's double-minded. They don't know who they are, what they really want, who they really want, how they really want to live. Like, yeah, unstable and insecure. Somebody can have all the money they want. They can dress how they want to dress. They can have the home, the relationship, the marriage, the whatever on paper. But somebody deep down underneath that is really insecure, man or woman. Lying and deceptive behavior. Yeah, somebody lies to themselves. Detach from your emotions. What's detached from your emotions? inability to give or receive freely. Yeah, somebody here struggles. If somebody gives, they expect things in return, or either somebody overgives and they don't know how to receive, or somebody here just takes and they don't know how to give. Like, there's an imbalance. Yeah, anxiety and mentally overwhelmed. Yeah, unable to express yourself, worrying about basic needs, conflict and drama. Yeah, something could have happened to somebody, maybe as a teenager. I'm getting something between the ages of like 7 and 14, or 8 and 14 for some of you guys. Or maybe before that, I don't know, or after that. But somebody really struggles with like something regarding their sexuality, self-expression, emotions, relationships, things of that nature, unstable and insecure. And I don't think this person has told anybody this, not their family. They probably, even if they do have a therapist, they didn't tell their therapist this. Somebody here is suspicious and fearful of everybody. They don't trust nobody because of something that they're keeping to themselves. You know, when I was pregnant, I had a housekeeper that would come like twice. I would come like every other week or every week. She was a Sag, a December Sag. And y'all can have Sag in your chart. You could be dealing with somebody that does. She was in her 40s. And she had a therapist for years. Tell me why, y'all. I was the first person she came out and told that she was being molested by her older cousin, her older male cousin, when she was younger. She was like 8. And she's like 45 at the time. Well, this was 4 years ago. This is when I was pregnant with my daughter. So, and at that time, I think she was like 44, 42 or something like that, in her 40s. And she was seeing a therapist. And she never told nobody. She held that in for like 40 years, that she was molested by her older male cousin. You got people that take things to the grave. And you don't know why they react to certain things. You don't know, you don't understand. Maybe somebody doesn't have a mental disorder. Maybe they just they come off a bit cold and narcissistic or unempathetic, or unsympathetic because they went through something. And when you suppress something traumatic like that, it's hard to be empathetic to other people. It's hard to it's hard to remain in any type of soft and vulnerable energy. You don't ever feel safe. You can't feel safe. How do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Man or woman. But she didn't. She held that in for like 39, 40 something years. I was a stranger to her, and she told that to me. Somebody could be born November 19th or November 1st. And she had a therapist that she was seeing for years. And she said, you the first person. And she cried and broke down. She said, you the first person I ever told that to. She said, somebody could be born on November 18th. She said, I didn't even tell my therapist this. She held that in for 40 something years. Her older cousin, which is, yeah, anyways, I don't want to get into the details. Don't always feel safe with the therapist. Yeah, I get it. Because, therapists, and that's the thing, like, therapy is good. Because even when I had my therapist and I was pregnant with my daughter, and after I had her, you felt safe for her. Yeah. I can't believe we got the same name, Teresa. Child, that's crazy. I remember, it was certain things that I didn't want to tell my therapist because I'm like, oh, is she going to report? Like certain things you want to just really be able to say and get off your chest, that you just, it's like, oh, are they gonna think I'm crazy? Because sometimes it's not that you're crazy. You just want to, even if nothing traumatic happened to you, maybe you have an opinion. You can feel slighted by somebody, and you can want to say, I wish they died. You may not want to tell your therapist that. I'm not gonna hold y'all. There's some people that I'll be like, if they die tomorrow, I will not be sad. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But I didn't want to tell my therapist that because I didn't want her to be like, oh, you're crazy. Or, I didn't want her to like side-eye me. Yeah, side-eye everyone after that. Yeah. But I feel like somebody really struggles with trust. And there can definitely be some type of social conditioning. And this could be a man that feels like they cannot express something or say something because they are a man. Maybe somebody has something happen with a mother or mother figure, or this could be a woman, a mother figure who's gone through this. I don't know. And they struggle with men, or they struggle with trusting men. And this can show up in like overvaluing men, obsessed with having proximity to men, being like, and this could be women who come off misogynistic, women who value men over women, like, or who don't really, they're hard on women but they're easier on men, or men who don't like women. It can, what's unstable and insecure? Yeah, fearful and scared. Yeah, you do have to work carefully. Yeah, they will work. Yeah. I've even had friends that have said they told their therapist certain things, and their therapist considered putting them on a drug or wanted to prescribe them something but couldn't because it was out of their scope of practice. Like, yeah, not trusting your own intuition, low self-esteem. My homegirl was like, damn, my homegirl was like, I'm not, give signs or whatever. But she was like, yeah, I told my therapist something. And girl, she wanted to prescribe me something, but she's not a psychiatrist, so she couldn't. I was like, damn. It's like, somebody will feel much better if they just acknowledge something. If they just said what happened to them, even if they just said it out loud to themselves first, at least. I feel like somebody tries to ignore something. They try to, if they think that if they ignore it or don't talk about it, or if they suppress it enough, it won't, it never happened, but it's coming up for a person. Something happens to somebody where they feel powerless. They don't feel like they're really in control of anything. So it's like they want to be, so they're overly controlling. To be fair, even if they prescribe something doesn't mean you got to take it. That's true. People may not take it, even if they do need it. What's lying and deceptive behavior? And lack of creativity. Yeah, somebody really struggles with, somebody here, it could be something about a person's, yeah, it could be about a person's sexuality, lonely and misunderstood. Somebody really does feel lonely and misunderstood. But also, like, sometimes medications, even when you don't feel well, like, that's why even when I get cramps, or when I used to get cramps really bad, like, for my woman, y'all know what I'm talking about. I didn't take Advil or Motrin or Tylenol because a lot of stuff suppresses the symptoms, but it doesn't get to the root issue. When you have like cramps, I'm talking to my ladies real quick, that means there's like a hormone imbalance. That it could be something with your diet, too much sugar, too much estrogen, or too much whatever hormone, or not enough. It could be too low iron. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it's certain things where like they suppress the root issue. So I can understand. I don't know, but it's like I don't know. I feel like somebody needs to get to the root of something. Somebody's been suppressing something. Do you do private? I do private readings, Teresa, but I'm not sure if I want to do them like based on tarot, or I want to do them based on like, I mean, I want to use tarot as a tool, but I don't want it to be like predictive. Like I want my personal readings are about insight and clarity more than predictions, if that makes sense. But I do private readings. The link is in the description box if you're interested. And to that point, sometimes things like that might be necessary if it's genetic issue. Yeah, something could be genetic, but I'm a firm belief that if something developed during your lifetime, then you can possibly reverse it. It depends on what it is and how bad and how intense. Because, and this could be like where a person has been able to suppress something, but they have kids now. When you have kids, somebody could be born November 22nd. When you have kids, you can only suppress things. Your kids trigger, I'm telling y'all, kids trigger things. Kids will trigger things in you that you didn't even know that you needed to deal with and resolve within yourself. Whether you work with kids, have kids, or you have younger siblings or nieces and nephews, whatever. Kids really amplify, being a parent, mother or father, really amplifies and really highlights and shows what a person hasn't resolved in their own childhood. So I don't know if somebody here, somebody here could be pregnant, or they're a new parent, or they're gonna be, man or woman, or maybe somebody here, somebody could have lost a parent, or I don't know what this is, but they have a way of bringing things to the surface. Relationships, you know how people say, oh, you don't know how damaged a person is until you try to love them. It's like you try to love somebody, but they're suspicious and fearful of everything that you do or don't do. If you don't call them back right away, if you don't answer them right away, they start getting moody, they start withdrawing, and it's because they think that you out doing something and you're not. Somebody could be born November 21st, like, the purpose of medication should primarily be as a band-aid, but definitely got to find the root cause. Yeah, exactly. We need to listen to our bodies. Yeah. Somebody's been suppressing something, y'all, and it's blocking this person's ability to, maybe somebody could be an overgiver, but when it comes to receiving, they have a hard time asking for help. This could be a person who's in a relationship or marriage. They have a hard time asking their partner for money or help, so they'll ask their family, but their part, and I don't know, but then it's like they looking at their part, I don't know, but then they start to build resentment toward their partner, but it's like, you didn't ask. It's like closed mouths, like I said earlier, closed mouths don't get fed. And somebody, I feel like somebody here knows what they're doing, but it may not be out of malice. It could really be something wrong with somebody. No shade. It could really be something going on with somebody psychologically, for real. No shade. I'm not even trying to be sarcastic or mean or funny. It really could. Somebody here could need to again, and people can have therapists. I told y'all, my old housekeeper, my housekeeper had a therapist for years, and she didn't tell her therapist that she was sexually molested. She told me, and I was a stranger. So it's like, a person can have a therapist, but that doesn't mean they're telling them everything. Also, or maybe, somebody could be born December 21st. That's the thing. Or maybe somebody don't either. Somebody has one and they're not telling them everything, or they don't have one, or I don't know. But that lady kept, she kept that secret in for 40 something years. And that's hard. And to be around that family member that did that to her all those years and not saying anything, and nobody knew, and that's tough. I can't imagine that. That's ugh. These things show up in the type of relationships that people choose to invest in. It shows up in people's sexuality, their intimate, their control issues that they have, wanting to control everything, needing to be in control of everything, hyper independence, wanting to save people because they really need a savior for themselves, overly involved in other people's lives because they trying to avoid their own stuff. Yeah, the moon here. The moon, look at the moon coming up twice. Child. I feel like, and the moon deals with our psyche. The moon deals with our attachment styles. The moon deals with where our self-limiting beliefs come from, where they originate from. I feel like somebody has been suppressing a lot. And this could be why somebody overindulges, or why they have to constantly go out a lot, why they could drink a lot, smoke a lot, have a lot of sex. It could be why somebody sleeps around. It could even be why they struggle with sexuality issues. It could be why they're a people pleaser. It can be why they're a control freak. It could be, it could be why somebody has a hard time pair bonding. They don't get attached to people when they should. They can just give their body to people. It could be why a person is not, it could be why a person could be, they can just, somebody here can do things and they don't really know. It's like in the moment, they know it's wrong, but it's like they have, and I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm really not. I'm just trying to give clarity. It's like somebody here knows they're wrong in the moment. It's like this could even be somebody that sleeps with a friend of yours or sleeps with your husband or wife or a baby daddy, baby mama, and it could be a family member of yours or a friend of yours or whatever. They know it's wrong, but it's almost like they are just, somebody's just fucked up. No, I'm not even trying to like be mean. Somebody gotta, I don't know, somebody gotta deal with this because they're gonna burn bridges, or they're gonna keep making poor choices, or they're gonna suffer. Somebody here could even be having domestic violence issues in a relationship or connection, or they're always drawn to family dynamics, or they can even be creating broken homes. You know, they make kids everywhere and they don't take care of them. Or even if they do, they just got a whole bunch of kids. They're always dealing with cheaters, liars, abusers. Like, they always deal with people that they're very codependent in their connections. They don't trust nobody. They don't take accountability for their choices. They blame it on what happened to them, but they don't get help. That's fucked up. And this could be a person who uses that to their excuse, like, oh, it's because, you know, I went through this with my childhood, or, you know, I've been hurt before, or, you know, I've been this and that, but they don't want to get help. And people like that, you got to stay away from. Because they're willing to play victim, but not willing to change, and that's a problem. Because then you're gonna be victimized by, when you're dealing with a person or people that always play victim, they're gonna make you a victim of something at some point. Because they're not gonna change. They validate their choices and behavior because of that, whether they know that they're doing it or not. And a lot of things are on autopilot for people. Somebody's subconscious is fragmented. Yeah, if somebody really made, you know, reprogramming is really needed for someone. Somebody here could be, and maybe that could be what somebody is trying to do with the Hierophant. And somebody could be trying to do that because they are a parent, or they're becoming a parent, or they're trying to commit to something or commit to someone. Somebody here knows that they have to detach from some type of distorted belief, programming, conditioning, that is just not going to fly or be healthy. And whatever their new beginning is that they're embarking on, or whatever that they're trying to manifest or do. I don't know, but you can only mask for so long. Somebody here is like waiting for somebody to save them, but they can only save themselves. A child can't save you. A relationship can't. Money can't. A job can't. Clothes, shoes, friends, partying, drinking, food. None of that shit can save you. It'll make you feel good in a moment, but you're going to have to overindulge in it because it's just never going to be enough. Somebody here, you know, I don't know. Somebody struggles with abandonment, probably. Definitely trust. Identity. And maybe somebody you know, sometimes people develop narcissistic traits. It's environmental too, or sociopathic, psychopathic traits because of their environments. If it's not their parents, it's who their babysitters were growing up. It's who their older siblings were. It's who their family members were. People in the fucking neighborhood. You know, it takes a village to raise a child. And even if you guys don't have kids, you were a child at one point. Even if this other person doesn't have kids, everybody was a child at one point. You either had the village, a good one, or you didn't. And it makes, and certain, you know, things, those first 7 years of a child's life make or break who that person is going to become as an adult. Look it up. The first 7 years of a person's life, again, y'all don't have to have kids, but you were a child at some point. The first 7 years of a person's life creates their foundation. It's like, think about a building, right? Before you have to create the first level, whatever the first level of a foundation is to create a building. And you build on top of that. You got to break down everything in order to get to that bottom part and break that down. And that takes a lot of work. And then you got to rebuild the building and everything back up again. So those first 7 years, that's a person's foundation. That's how a person's going to navigate their relationships, their relationship to money, people, sex, their identity, their sexuality, their empathy, how they go about things. That's what sets the tone. So don't, and it's hard because especially when people have betrayed you, you like, how can this person do that to me? Some people really, the Ten of Swords, child. And again, you don't have to make excuses for people. And because some people will use that, they'll manipulate, somebody here could even be a master manipulator. And they're like this because of their childhood. I'm telling y'all, 6 of Cups. And for some of y'all, this person can't be trusted. This could be a family member, a lover, a spouse, a person. Some of y'all, this person really can't be trusted. True. Your surroundings can cause narcissistic, psychopathic tendencies. Yeah. Yep, the first 7. Yeah. What a person's exposed to, who they're around, how people respond to them as a child, how people respond to their emotions, how people validate them. And that's why you got to be careful who you have your kids around. Yeah, look at the Page of Cups. You got to be careful with who you have your child around. I don't care if it's family. I don't give a fuck who it is. The other parent, their family, your family, auntie, uncle, sister, brother. I don't give a damn. You have to know, when you know people struggle with things like this and they have not gotten help to correct it, you can't take no chances with yourself, with things that are important to you. You just cannot. You can't bring your man around a woman like this. She'll fuck your man or try to. You can't bring a man around a woman like this. He'll try to fuck her. Somebody here could be a kleptomaniac. They fucking steal. They just take things that don't belong to them. Or they just do things to people. Now I'm telling you, somebody ain't got no control over themselves. And somebody hides this really well. I don't know who y'all dealing. Go watch the Cancer reading from, let me tell y'all, because that reading was, I didn't want these readings to, I got to do my yoga. I didn't want these readings to be this long. That was 8 days ago. It says somebody's getting exposed and they're confused as to somebody's getting exposed and they're confused as to how this all backfired. So this was, the cards on the thumbnail is puzzled, recharged, and psychopath. Go watch that reading from 8 days ago. Somebody got psychopathic tendencies. Man or woman, no shade. For real. But this is your reading. Hey, ARW. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.